Hey ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Rusher and welcome back to another Pixel Strike 3D video. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the top 5 secondary weapons. Now, I know I did a top 10 last video, but the reason I'm doing a top 5 is because there's literally only 10 secondary weapons in the game, and I didn't want it to be like a worst to best thing. So I basically took 6 weapons. I have one of them as an honorable mention, and then I got the other 5 that are on the list. Now, as usual, if you have your own list, feel free to leave it in the comment section. I'm curious to hear your own opinions, because everyone has different tastes in this game, you know? But anyways, before we start, do me a favor, as always, can you do me a favor, hit that bell icon, because, again, YouTube's being stupid, and especially with everything going on right now, yeah, I kind of don't trust these guys at the moment, so just to be safe, you know? But anyways, guys, enough with the chit-chat about stuff that has nothing to do with what I'm trying to get to. Let's get into the video. Starting us off at number 5, this is actually going to be the Desert Eagle. Now, the Desert Eagle is a really fun weapon to run around with. I mean, I do enjoy running around with this thing, trust that. The one issue I have with it, though, is the lack of ammunition that it has, with 7 bullets in each clip, 14 in reserve. You're looking at this game right now, I'm running extended mags just so I can get this damn gameplay. But for the most part, the Deagle, other than the lack of ammunition, the Deagle actually does work. It does damage, it drops people fast, it is actually pretty accurate. I mean, it's pretty fun to run around with too. And I mean, the Deagle is a real good challenge to run around with. I mean, if you use it without extended mags, it's a good challenge to run around with because you have like less ammo to work with. So it's all about conserving, tagging people, dropping people. And I do recommend you guys use this as a backup if anything, because this thing, if you're not able to drop someone with your primary, this thing is a really good finisher, a really strong finishing weapon that I do recommend you guys run around with if anything. So there's that. Desert Eagle, number 5. Coming in at the number 4 spot, this one might surprise some of you guys. This is actually going to be the Trench Gun, or the Stakeout if you may. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, the Trench Gun is at number 4, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to explain why the Trench Gun is kind of low on the list. Now, the Trench Gun, sort of like the Deagle, I mean, it does depend on a certain perk to actually perform its best, which of course would be hollow points. Now, the Trench Gun with hollow points will destroy people at close range. I mean, if someone sees you head on at close range, they will die no matter what. I mean, the Trench Gun is actually a really fun weapon to run around with, much like the Deagle is, really. It's fun to run around with, and as a fan of shotguns, I have a lot of fun. Well, I had a lot of fun running around with this thing. I really did. And honestly, I mean, I wouldn't mind having more shotguns in the game because of this. But yeah, the Trench Gun is low on the list because what do you have on this weapon when you take away hollow points and you take away, you know, a prominent attachment in laser sight or anything that like reduces recoil? You basically get trash. I mean, the Trench Gun by itself is trash, but if you put the right perk on it, which would of course be hollow points, and put the right attachment on it, whether it be something to like, I don't know, reduce recoil or like increase hipfire spread, or hell, you can even throw a suppressor on it to keep yourself off the radar and you can still do pretty good with it. But it all comes down to what you put on it, and really it all comes down to you putting on the right combination on it, the right combination of things. And when you do, man, this thing actually puts in work, I'm telling you. With that being said, coming in at the number 3 spot, this is actually going to be the G17. Now, the G17, well, the G17 is number 3 on the list because, I mean, there's 2 other weapons that are kind of better than it, you know? But for the most part, the G17 is actually pretty good. It's actually a really fun weapon to run around with, like, you know, the other 2 weapons I listed. I mean, it's got 70 range, which for a pistol is actually really good. I mean, that's better than some of the primary weapons. I mean, it's kind of like the army pistol. I mean, that thing has 80 range, this thing has 70, which is actually pretty good. I mean, when you think about it, 70 range on a pistol means you could like pull out your backup at a longer range, basically. So like if you're trying to shoot someone from like medium range but you run out of ammo, you can just switch to the G17 and not have to worry about them, because it has the range covered, you know, it's got that thing locked down. But something that I do like about the G17 is that, I mean, one, it's full auto, And full auto pistols, I mean, there's only like 2 full auto pistols in this whole game. 2, I mean, it's got like pretty good you know, ammo capacity for what it is. I mean, you have enough you always have enough ammo to drop the next person, so you won't really have to worry about much. I mean, look at what's going on here. It's like 17 bullets in each clip. It's not too bad. Not too bad for what it is. I mean, just enough to drop everyone in your way. Like, you can mow down people with like 17 bullets in each clip, not have to worry about anything. Now, coming out of the number 2 spot, this might surprise some of you guys. This might not. This is actually the standard shotgun. Yes, the same short shotgun that's double barrel, which for some reason has 6 bullets in each clip. That reloads like a double barrel shotgun. And, well, honestly, guys, this thing is the definition of don't judge a book by its cover. It's the definition of looks can be deceiving. It's the definition of anything that has to do with any of those quotes. Because this thing is anything but trash, alright? This thing is literally what you get when you, I don't know, find a diva in the lobby, think they're trash, but they actually whip your ass after the first round or something. I don't know. But this thing is amazing. It's actually a really amazing weapon to run around with. I've had so much fun over the course of me first getting this thing. And honestly, I love this thing. This thing is amazing. It's an amazing weapon. I could go on and on about how it's amazing. Because, I mean, you won't have to worry about running a perk. You don't have to worry about running any perk on it. Like, you can run whatever the hell you want. One thing you will have to worry about is, like, you know, the sights. I mean, but that you could already, that's easily established. Just put a red dot sight on it, you're good to go. It doesn't really matter. You know, it doesn't really matter. After all the work this thing puts in, this thing definitely earned its number 2 spot on the list. I mean, it's a fun weapon to run around with. You get it early, and it drops people for what it is. You know? Now, before we get into our number 1 spot, we will get into our honorable mention. Now, I have 2 honorable mentions. One of them, which I'm going to put up on the screen right now. This is the Striker. Now, I'm going to have this as an honorable mention, and the Army Pistol is also an honorable mention. Now, the Striker is an honorable mention, and not actually on the list, is because, well, the Trench Gun and the Standard Shotgun kind of outclass this thing. I mean, yeah, the Striker's actually a really good weapon, don't get me wrong. But you got the Trench Gun with its one-hit kill power, and you got the Standard Shotgun with its efficiency. I mean, first off, the Standard Shotgun is full auto. It's not semi-auto like the Striker is, so you won't have to spam the buttons. Plus, it does more damage too, which has come kind of surprising. Yeah, the Striker kind of gets outclassed, but for the most part, it's also a really fun weapon to run around with. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you like a better challenge with the shotguns, I do recommend going along with the Striker, because this thing is a challenge to use, and it's actually pretty fun to use as well. Now, for the second honorable mention, the Army Pistol. Now, the Army Pistol, same reason, right? It's semi-auto. It gets outclassed by several other weapons. I mean, you literally have to be playing claw with these 2 weapons for them to actually, like, destroy people. But the Army Pistol has literally the highest range in the entire class of secondary weapons at 80 meters of range. It's also got 6.7 seconds of fire rate, so it's literally the pocket elite rifle when you think about it. It's a pocket elite rifle, and it also has the least amount of recoil in the entire class. Like a recoil of 3, like, honestly. A recoil of 3 is like non-existent. That's literally what it is. But yeah, Striker and Army Pistol, honorable mentions. I wish I could put them on the list, but honestly, they have downsides that have to be addressed. I mean, Volcron doesn't have to address those downsides. I'm just addressing those downsides myself, basically. You know, just giving my input as to why they're not on the list. Alright, now we're on the last gun at the top of the list. Coming in at number 1, honestly, this should not be a surprise to any of you guys at all. This is actually going to be the Auto Pistol. Now, no surprise, this thing's basically a second primary when you think about it. It's a pocket primary weapon. It's like you're running 2 TMPs or something like that. It's funny because this thing's like a Mach 11 or something. I don't know. But this thing is literally a second primary once you think about it. I mean, yeah, it does 17 damage, has a range of 25, so it does stay within secondary weapon standards. But this thing has such a high fire rate, you're literally running an MP5K in your pocket. That's literally a second primary. Like, honestly, like, it feels like you're running overkill with this thing. It really does. The funny thing is, like, you're gonna see it in this clip right here. Like, I'm actually, like, treating this thing as if it was a primary, and look at how I'm destroying these guys. Like, look at how much carnage I'm causing just running around with a secondary weapon that's not intended to be treated as a primary. But guess what? People treat this as a primary, and look where that gets this thing. The auto pistol is also really fun to run around with. I mean, everything I put on this list are all fun guns to run around with. They really are. But with the auto pistol, you're literally running an MP5K with less range and less damage in your pocket. That's literally what this thing is. And that's the hilarious part about this entire weapon. But yeah, there you guys go. Number 1 on the list, auto pistol. This shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. We all know why. We all know why. But anyways, guys, that was my top 5 backup weapons. Why am I saying premium weapons? This is a pixel gun. Top 5 secondary weapons. I know you guys have your own list and your own rankings, so if you got your own list or own rankings, feel free to post in the comment section. I'm willing to see what your lists are, because everyone has their own opinions, you know? Everyone has different tastes. But anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you like the commentary, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit that bell. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and hit up my Twitch. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. And don't forget to check my other videos as well. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. As always, it's your boy Rusher. I'm out. Peace.